Hey guys, we are going to do the practice for 4-1. It is multiplication as repeated addition. So, on number 1 and number 2, they give you the drawing that goes with it, but then the bottom 3, so like this line, this line, those all go with number 1. Okay? So, let's read what it says. Two groups of blah. Well, I know when I first looked at this, I was like, well, wait a minute. There aren't two groups. They're smaller groups, but just two. Well, you have to look at it as two groups. Where would the two groups get separated? And I kind of saw right here a separation. So here's one group, and here's the second group. In each group, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 5 in each group. So the problems that would go with it are if there are two groups of 5, one group 5 plus another 5, and I know that 5 plus 5 is 10. Then, so I have two groups, and in each group I have 5. And that also because 2 times 5 equals 10. Now I'm going to have you do number 2 on your own because number 1 and number 2 are very similar to one another. Okay? So we're going to go down to number 3 right now. So in this problem, they give you an addition, repeated addition number sentence. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. Oh, there it is. 5 groups times what's in each group? 4. 4s are in each group. So that's kind of good. And I will let you do this one on this side. It's going to be the opposite though. So there's 3 groups of 8. So there's 1, 2, 3. There are your 3 groups. And you're going to have 8s in each group. And down here for this one, you know that you have a 9 on one side and 9 on another, so you're going to be counting by 9s, but there's 1, 2, 3 different groups. So this is going to be 3 groups of 9. Over here, you're going to fill in your 9s because there are 9 in each group. This is very similar, so we're going to skip that one and go down to these problems down here. So 7 through 12, you need to make the decision if it is an addition number sentence, subtraction, or multiplication. So find the equal sign in the middle and look at one side and see exactly what it is on one side, and it has to be the same on the other. And I always think of these problems as being like a pendulum or a seesaw. Here's my seesaw. And they have to be, or a weight, I guess that's one way to scale. And they have to be the same on both sides. So if I have a 9 over here on this side, and I have a 5 and a 4, I have to figure out if it's going to be addition, subtraction, or multiplication. Well, if I subtract, I have 5 minus 4, and that's 1. Well, no. This guy will be on the floor, and the other guy will be up in the air. So that wouldn't work. Okay, if I multiply 5 groups of 4, I have 20. So this one would be down on the floor, and the other one would be up. So the correct answer for number 7 is addition, because you have to add the 2. 5 plus 4 equals 9, and you have equals 9 on the other side. Okay, so let's go to number 11. 8 and then 6. So I would just go through them one by one, equaling 2. Well, that's a really small number. So remember that addition is you're getting larger, multiplication is the same, you're getting larger. And in this case, we're not getting larger, we're getting smaller. Our answer is 2. That's a pretty small number. So 8 plus 6, 14. No, wait, that's not going to work. Let's see about subtraction. 8 minus 6. 8 minus 6 equals 2. 2, 2. That works. So on these problems, I think the best solution is to go through and start with addition and then try subtraction and then try multiplication. Unless you can see it right away, but I would go through them just so that you can make the correct answer. Okay, a reasoning problem. Marlon has 4 cards, Jack has 4 cards, and Sam has 3 cards. Can you write a multiplication sentence to find how many cards they have in all? Okay, so here's the 4, and another 4, 3. Oh, okay. I know, because I said it in the last video, but it does hold true, that multiplication, they have to be equal parts. So if I have a 4 and a 4 and that 3 is thrown this whole equation, just kind of messed it up. So it can't be a multiplication sentence because they are not equal parts. And I will let you all explain that down here, but they're not equal parts, and if they're not equal parts, it's not multiplication. The last one, draw a picture that shows equal groups and then write an addition sentence and a multiplication sentence for your picture. Now, I'm going to draw this up here because this is a little bit different. So, you guys know part, whole, but when you're doing multiplication, it gets kind of tricky because you're adding more lines to your part, whole. It's not just one line in the middle. So say it is 12 that you're in all, and you're doing 3s. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 12. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 3s. So 4 times 3 equals 12. Now, so when you're drawing your picture, it's going to look similar to this. It may look a little bit different, but it should have multiple. So instead of a regular just part, whole, it's going to show multiple parts. It could show lots of parts depending on the problem that you choose. But it should look something like this in that it will have multiple parts. Okay? If you have any problems, just let your teacher know when you come back to school or you're in the classroom. Thank you.